The trade deadline has come and gone. And in this season of the New York Jets, we were told the Jets are going all in. They're going to do everything possible to secure a playoff berth at the very least. And yet the trade deadline comes and goes, and we subtract and don't add. So why was that? Let's talk about it next.
What is your damn problem? Hit the subscribe button, home slice. What are you waiting for? Click it. Click it. For the love of everything that is holy, click the goddamn subscribe button already. It's time, and that time is now. Thank you.
So, as we've been chronicling on this channel, the Jets have a problem. They have a big problem with their current team. And you may not know what that is, but I've been talking about it for a long time. What I'm going to do is talk about the problem in normie stats. That way, anybody can understand what I've been talking about. Don't have to use the advanced stats of DVOA or expected this, that, or the other thing. Let's just talk yards, and let's talk rushing yards against our defense. Ready? Week 1, 49ers, 180 yards rushing. Week 2, Tennessee Titans, not exactly an elite team in the league, 130 yards. Week 3, New England Patriots with no offensive line, 78 yards. Okay, that's not so bad. Denver Broncos next week, 126 yards in the pouring rain. When Bo Nix couldn't hit the side of a barn, we still let them rush for 126 yards with a quarterback who couldn't hit the side of a barn and it was pouring rain. They still got 126 yards. Minnesota Vikings over in London town, 82 yards. Okay, that was one of the better ones of the season. Very next week, Buffalo Bills. Deion Dawkins calls us out, calls us a bunch of wussies, calls Michael Clemens a clown, and we respond by giving up 149 yards rushing. Next week, Pittsburgh Steelers, 149 yards rushing. Next week, New England Patriots with a better offensive line, 112 yards rushing. Next week, Houston Texans in a game we actually won, and this is kind of amazing, 187 yards. The worst performance in rushing wise against our defense in a game we win against the Texans, 187 yards. More than the 49ers in week 1. So what the hell is going on? Well, as we've been chronicling, we have a problem with this defense. It's a structural problem. But if you're going to have this type of defense, what you need to prevent all of these rushing yards from accumulating is significant excellence on the defensive line as a starting point. That's not the only thing you need. You also need linebackers to run fit properly and safeties to come up and help and all these things, not miss tackles. So there's a lot to it, but it starts with the defensive line, and as we've been saying, we're at least one short. So we thought, okay, we're going to trade for one, right? We're going to get Quentin Jefferson. We're going to get Nathan Shepard, although he's not a run stuffer, but we're going to get the vanilla gorilla. We're going to get somebody in here to help with this, right? Well, Joe Douglas does nothing but trade Mike Williams out of here and get a 5th round draft pick. Okay, great, but that doesn't help us right now. We need to be adding. We're supposed to be going for it this year. What the hell's going on? And then we find out Quentin Jefferson actually got released, and he could have signed with anybody. And he chose to go with the Buffalo Bills. Now, we did, as far as we know, we did make an offer. We tried to get him, at least. But he said, no, thank you. I'm going to Buffalo. We should have doubled the offer. Do anything to get this guy here. Not anything, but, really could have made a concerted effort to bolster this defensive line when it comes to the run defense. Because Quinton Williams and Javon Kinlaw cannot be on the field all the time. And, while LT3 has been a surprise, he doesn't have a large sample size. We don't know if he's going to be good or not. Solly Thomas hasn't been good enough. Lakey Fotu hasn't been good enough, and he's been injured. Anybody else we've stuck in there has not been good enough. And so now there's very little we can do to improve this, in my opinion, unless we're willing to make changes on the defense structurally, which I don't see coming. I think it's going to be a continued problem. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully so. But I just don't understand why we couldn't add somebody this trade deadline. We hold on to these draft picks like they're freaking gold bars. We're in an all-in season. You cannot allow teams to just run you to death, left, right, and center, and expect to continue to win games. It's not a good formula. So I just don't get it, to be honest with you. But that's my little rant for the trade deadline reaction and the signing period when I was hoping we would sign Quentin Jefferson, QJ. It didn't happen. So very disappointed. Let me know how disappointed you are in the comment section down below. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. If you're not new here, please tell somebody about the channel so they can subscribe. Hit the like button, and I will see you next time. And as always, I will remind you to stay frosty.
Did you know that if you click the subscribe button right now, Alan Lazard will receive a lifetime subscription of Stickum football adhesive? Click the subscribe button right now so we never have to watch Alan Lazard drop a pass ever again. Please, I am begging you.